What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So, first of all, man, I know I kind of took a break, man. Like you guys kind of gotta understand, man. It's well, I'm pretty sure you do if you care, but you know, sometimes, man, like it just it's things about the YouTube, you know, the algorithm and all that type of stuff that people that that you don't know about, and it's kind of like it's just whenever like I like. It's like whenever they pay, like for me, like for an example, whenever they pay me for my the views and all this type of stuff, for some reason, and then like it's like my video goes to the back of the algorithm and they don't play it, so it kind of gets frustrating at times to do videos that are not really getting pushed, but I gotta keep pushing because eventually that won't be able to work, and once my subscribe count goes up, so I just gotta keep pushing. But I did take a little break. But anyways, we got Canelo Alvarez in the news, man. Canelo Alvarez, he speaks on wanting a rematch with Dimitri Bivol, and he also drops a prediction if Dimitri Bivol and David Benavidez were to fight. He put his thoughts on that, so let's go ahead and get into both of those, and then I'm gonna give my opinion on both of those, man. This is a really good subject. I like to talk this one, so let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, shout out to Boxing News 24/7. It says Canelo unfinished business with a rematch with Bivol. All right, it says Canelo Alvarez is still interested in avenging his loss to light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol from 2022. The Mexican star Canelo, who is 61-2 with 39 knockouts, said he'd like to return to face 175 pounds to face Bivol, who is 23-0 with 12 knockouts, and some believe he could face him if it's for the undisputed light heavyweight championship next. The undisputed dream. It would be ideal for Canelo Alvarez to finally face Bivol in a rematch if it's for the undisputed championship at 175 pounds. He would have the opportunity to cement his legacy for all time. I mean, but let's keep it 100. Like, Canelo's legacy is already cemented, whether he fights Bivol in a rematch or not, bro. So, anyways, capturing all 4 belts at light heavyweight would be a tremendous accomplishment for Canelo, in a way for him to get back at David Benavidez at the same time. Why does he need to get back at David Benavidez for capture? What does that got to do with David Benavidez? Oh, well, I guess, that would suck. Benavidez would be pissed. I'm just not catching on to that. Benavidez would be pissed if Canelo gets the title shot before him at 135. And then if Canelo, especially if Canelo doesn't fight him still. Anyways, Benavidez has been hounding him for a fight for the last 5 years, and his fans have become an annoyance like a bunch of houseflies. Don't call his fans annoyance just because they want to fight with Canelo, bro. Like, nah, because he's deserving of a fight, bro. Like, you can't sit there and put that, y'all excuse the cars in the background. You can't excuse that. You can't say that his fans are annoying because they're pushing for a fight that the fans deserve to see. But anyways, Bivol, who is 33, faces IBF, WBC, and WBC and WBO champion Archie Benavidez, who has the record of 20-0 with 20 knockouts. Next on October 12th for the undisputed championship in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. If Bivol is victorious in that fight, he'll have 3 options: Archie Benavidez rematch, David Benavidez, WBC mandatory, and Canelo Alvarez. The money and fame that Bivol can get in fighting a rematch with Canelo will be big enough to steer him away from fighting an immediate rematch with Archie Benavidez or defending his title against the Mexican monster David Benavidez. If possible, it's one more time at 175 pounds in a rematch with Bivol, said Canelo Alvarez to the Pound for Pound YouTube channel. Okay, to the Pound for Pound YouTube channel. I think it's the only fight that will happen against him. Canelo shouldn't wait much longer. I was just gonna say Canelo he don't need to be waiting long because Bivol is not like an old fighter. But anyways, Canelo shouldn't wait much longer if he wants to return to 175 division to fight Bivol again. Bivol's popularity will shoot through the roof if he is victorious against the unbeaten 3-belt knockout artist Archie Benavidez on October 12th. Even if Canelo is beaten again by Bivol, he won't take much flack from fans given the circumstances of who he'd be facing. Losing to Terence Crawford or David Benavidez will result in a much bigger backlash for Canelo. If Bivol has good condition and a good game plan and go out there, he wins, Canelo said when asked who wins against Archie Benavidez and Bivol versus Bivol for the light heavyweight unification fight on October 12th. If Bivol goes to the corner or the ropes, it's going to be hard for him because Benavidez is a very hard fighter, said Canelo. Bivol won't last long if he's trapped on the ropes by Benavidez because he's not an inside fighter. He's already been exposed as being vulnerable to hard punches. Lyndon Arthur had Bivol hurt in that fight. Really? Damn, somebody, so whoever's in the comment section, if you hear this, please drop what round. Let me know what round Bivol was hurt by Lyndon Arthur because I don't remember that, but I think I did come in late on that fight. But anyways, Lyndon Arthur had Bivol hurt in their last fight in December in Rada when he closed the distance and nailed him with a big shot on the inside. So that's Canelo's take on that. Now, I also want to go ahead and give you an interesting take on what Canelo had to say if Dimitri Bivol was to fight David Benavidez. Shout out to BoxingScene.com. It says Canelo backs Bivol to beat Benavidez. Says he did nothing at 175 pounds. Saul Canelo Alvarez is confident that he could beat David Benavidez, and his former conqueror could too. Benavidez, a former super middleweight, has moved on to the light heavyweight division and soon will be the WBC mandatory challenger for the winner of the undisputed 175 title fight between Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol on October 12th. Bivol is the only fighter outside of Floyd Mayweather Jr. to beat four-division champion Canelo Alvarez, having done so convincingly and in unanimous decision in 2012 during the Mexican Star's second quest to become a two-time light heavyweight title holder. Should former sparring partners Bivol and Benavidez meet, Alvarez is leaning toward the guy who already beat him, which is very common. A lot of guys normally, if you notice in boxing, a lot of guys will normally pick the guy that they've been in the ring with to beat, an opponent or whatever. But it says if Benavidez is like the Benavidez we saw in his last fight, then yes, Bivol beats him, Alvarez told Boxing Scene. Benavidez didn't look his destructive best in June during his division debut against Alexander Gosvic. Going the distance to get a gritty win while sustaining several injuries. Benavidez absorbed 163 punches and landed 223 of his own to beat the former champion. Benavidez is set to return December 14th. Alvarez believes 175 pounds is Benavidez's natural weight class and that it's going to be different for the Mexican monster moving forward because he'll be fighting guys at his weight. Look, 175 is his weight class and he did nothing at 175. He's not the same, said Alvarez. I don't want to say what he needs to do. If the money is right, I'll fight anyone. Right now is the time for me to ask for the money. If they want me to fight him, they need to pay me good. If there's something good for me on the table, I'm in. I don't care, added Alvarez. He brings 25 more pounds to the table. It's a risky fight, but I can beat the guy, but not in the way I always did. It could be that I retire. I'm sorry. It could be, they be typing it so crazy. It could be that I fight Benavidez before I retire. Alvarez, who is 61-2, well, we just talked about that, will next fight Edgar Berlanga, who is 22-0 with 17 knockouts on September 4th at the T-Mobile Arena on pay-per-view. Yeah, that. He appears bothered by the plus 950 underdog Berlanga. I don't care what kind of fight he brings. I'm gonna F that guy up, said Alvarez. He's nervous. He's nervous. We need to understand that. So there go Canelo. He brings up his prediction for Benavidez, or if Benavidez were to fight Bivol. I'm going to go ahead and talk about that, and I'm also going to talk about what Canelo has to say about moving up to 175 pounds to fight Bivol in a rematch. All right. Now, as far as him moving up to 175 pounds to fight Bivol, I feel like that was long overdue. He should have been did that. And the reason why I say that is because, they in there singing. The reason why I say that is because, that's the only fight that I would take that I would excuse him fighting over David Benavidez. I mean, because obviously the guy lost. He lost to Bivol, and in a good fight or whatnot. Well, I mean, I thought Bivol clearly won. I thought it was like a clear decision, but you know what I'm saying. I can understand him wanting his rematch, and I was always kind of shocked. At first, I was, it was Canelo saying that if the Bivol rematch was to happen, it would have to be at 168, and then Bivol was down for to come down to 168 to fight for, but because Bivol was saying that he has to get something out of fighting Canelo Alvarez. He wants to fight for all his titles at 168 pounds. So I kind of thought like, okay, well, if Bivol's on board with it at 168, then the fight should be going on. But for whatever reason, it didn't. Now, Canelo Alvarez, I think, is too small to be going up to 175. But if he believes that he can do it, I mean, which he probably can. I think it would be an uphill battle, but I'm not gonna knock Canelo if I'm not. It's not out of the possibility of realms or the realms of possibility for Canelo Alvarez to move up and beat Bivol, but I just think stylistically, Bivol is just all bad for Canelo Alvarez. I've always stated that if you want to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to be good on your feet and you have to throw good 1-2s. You got to throw good straight punches. Straight punches. Oh my bad. My bad. You got to throw straight punches down the pipe. You got to be good at your 1-2s if you want to beat Canelo Alvarez. And who's the likes to do that more than Bivol? That's his specialty, right? Very athletic or whatever. But Canelo shouldn't wait. Canelo has a lot of wear and tear on him now, man. You know what I'm saying? He has down there 65 fights plus. Bivol's only 33 years old, so I just don't think that if Canelo does want a rematch, he better probably should hop on him now because pretty soon it's just that wear and tear catches up with you, or Bivol could possibly move up to cruiserweight depending on what goes on in this fight with Archie Benavidez. Now I will be going for Bivol in this fight with Archie Benavidez. I've always stated that Bivol is my favorite fighter at 175 pounds, but that in itself is an uphill battle because Archie Benavidez is nobody to joke around with, right? So that's my opinion on that. Now, as far as what Canelo had to say with so to sum it all up, I'm all for Canelo Alvarez fighting Bivol, even over David Benavidez. I completely understand that. That's a fight that needs to happen because he beat Canelo Alvarez. So if Canelo was to fight Bivol over Benavidez, I'm all for it. I can understand that. The only fight that I'll accept, unless if he fights Better Beef, which I really doubt that happens. Now, as far as his prediction with Bivol and Benavidez, well, yeah, okay, Benavidez moved up. I mean, listen, bro, I thought that Benavidez clearly beat Alexander Gosvick or whatever. I thought he clearly won. So I mean, the criticism, the only thing he didn't do is get him out of there or whatever. But as far as Bivol, man, that's a great fight, bro. That's a really, really great fight. From what we hear in the sparring sessions, I heard David Benavidez has hurt Bivol in the sparring sessions, but they're sparring. I think that would be a great fight, and I would love to see that fight. Now, I don't know who would win that fight, because obviously Bivol would bring more size than what Benavidez is used to. So, and then also Bivol has a lot of athleticism, but Benavidez is very fast with his hands. He's not too slow on his feet. So it'll be a very interesting fight. I would love to see it. I would love to see Bivol and Benavidez fight each other or whatnot. Now, as far as Canelo says, David Benavidez, that's his natural weight at 175. Well, I mean, maybe, but again, I understand, the whole weight thing, but it's like, bro, come on, Canelo, you had the size advantage of guys like against guys like Amir Khan, or when you fought Jamel Charlo, who was 2 weight classes below you and all this type of stuff. So using that as an excuse or whatnot, that doesn't faze me or whatever. If you're gonna fight, if you're gonna fight Benavidez, then you need to fight him. But I mean, if not, then I think it's just best to like quit mentioning his name, bro. Because I mean, you can't keep throwing shade at this dude. But because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, if he did nothing special, why don't you fight him? If he's nothing special, why don't you fight him? And obviously, that's been the question for a long time now. You know, it doesn't make any sense that a guy like Edgar Berlanga can get a fight with you, or Jaime Munguia can get a fight with you, and these guys have never even been champions in this weight class. You know what I'm saying? Edgar Berlanga has never even fought a world champion, and Jaime Munguia, before Canelo Alvarez, when was the last time he fought a world champion? Because it wasn't at 170. It wasn't at 160 pounds, because the dude moved up to 160 and didn't even fight for a title. So what was it at 154 pounds? I got to go back and look. But you know, these guys haven't done anything and they got to fight with you. But you know, you got David Benavidez, who's a two-time super middleweight champion, and has beaten guys that have been calling you out like Demetrius Andrade, and beaten Caleb Plant, who you were in the ring with as well. So you know, it doesn't make any sense that these guys get a fight over David Benavidez. But regardless, I would love to see David Benavidez and Dimitri Bivol fight each other. I like to see David Benavidez versus Better Beef. You know, it all starts with a B. Better Beef, Bivol, Benavidez. Like, you know, just put them all together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just my take on it, man. I think that I am going to watch the Canelo Alvarez fight due to my boy Caleb Plant being on the undercard. Y'all know this is a channel that fully supports Caleb Plant, so I'm definitely going to watch that fight. But I don't have any expectations for Edgar Berlanga, so anything he does will be a plus, right? But that's just my take on it, man. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. What do you think about Canelo Alvarez? Thoughts? What do you think about Dimitri Bivol versus Benavidez? But what do I know?